What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel Pines Trees, a 21 and over medical cannabis review channel out of the state of Pennsylvania. How's everybody doing? If this is your first time, welcome. My name's Pine. I run this channel. I review medical cannabis products in the state of Pennsylvania and tell you whether or not they are worth picking up. I also review glass pieces, apparatuses like e-nails, e-rigs like the Puffco Peak, and yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're new here, welcome. If you like the video, at the end of the video, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave me a comment. I love making new friends. I love talking to everybody in the comment section, and I love hearing feedback from everybody. So please leave me a message in the comments. Reach out, tell me how you like the videos, what you think could be better. Let me know. I appreciate all the feedback. So today we're gonna be doing a little educational thing. I said it for probably 6 months last year. Probably been saying it since the beginning of the COVID thing. I'm gonna do more educational stuff. That way people know more about the important aspects of cannabis and they can make more educational decisions on their purchases. So that being said, I have talked about Terps before now, but today we're gonna do a video. Terps, welcome to your MEDucation, let's say. We're going to call this a MEDucation. It's an education in medical cannabis. Welcome to your MEDucation. Today we're going to be talking about terps. This is Terps 101. We're going to go over some of the more commonly found terps in cannabis. We're going to go over what they smell, taste, and act like, what they're, how they make you feel, what their medicinal value is, all these things. Before we get into it, let's get into a little bit of dabbage. We're gonna do some dabs. I got a few things. Just picked this one up. We got Grape Valley Kush from Moxie. They did a flower drop. I always have trouble finding the flower. I don't know why. I wish I lived closer to Pittsburgh, but I do not. So they dropped Grape Valley Kush flower. I heard it was crazy good. Couldn't find it anywhere close to me, or anywhere for that matter, because I drive around to dispensaries as part of my job, so you would think I'd run into it, right? Haven't run into it, so picked up Grape Valley Kush concentrate for the video. We still have some of the Slimer right here, so we got these bad boys going in. We're gonna go on the Grape Valley first. I'm gonna be dabbing up, then I'm gonna throw a little informational graphic on the screen, and we're gonna talk about terps. And pretty soon, I'm also going to be doing all the different types of dabs video. I would have done that this time because I have multiple types of concentrates to do it with, but my Puffco Peak broke. So it's hard to show you guys how to do all the different types of dabs when one of the most important rigs to show you on broke. So right now I'm jumping through a bunch of hoops with Puffco, trying to get them to honor their warranty. Everybody I've talked to says that they're really, they're good about it, that they will honor their warranty, but so far it's been like 5 days, and they've asked me to jump through a bunch of hoops, send them a video of the unit not working. Multiple times they asked me to clean it and restart it, and still nothing. So going through that right now. Once that's all sorted out, we're gonna do a all the different types of dabs. So I'm going to set up all the rigs, the E-Nail, the Puffco, the G-Pen Connect, the Yokan Evolve. Probably going to do a torch dab with the torch, even though my torch is looking pretty melted right now. But do a torch dab. But anyway, let's get into this Dabaroonie, and then let's talk about terps. Let's talk about it. That Grape Valley, so cushy, so grapey. Oh, it just tastes so good. So I'm gonna try to go through this pretty quick. I know you guys don't like 30-minute videos. I know you guys are not a huge fan of the long videos. Work on the gradients of this right now, or not. Oh well. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna throw the info, gram, whatever, the picture up. It's gonna go over my face, and I'm gonna read everything I need to straight from here. So let's go. Terps. Terps are basically the flavor you get from your medicines. It is the natural smells and flavors that come from your flower that travel through to your concentrates and so on and so forth. They are naturally occurring in other substances as well as cannabis. They are found in other places, quite often other botanical places like, trees, flowers, plants, fruits, vegetables, herbs, these types of things. So keep that in mind. Let's get into it. So at the very top we have limonene. Limonene. It's spelled lemonine, right? L-E-M-O-N-E-N. But it's limonene. It's not lemonine, it's limonene. I know it's confusing. It was confusing for me at first, but proper pronunciation helps. So, what is limonene? Limonene has a history in medicine, commonly found in lemons and other citrus fruit, and used as a common natural scent in natural products. It is an aid in digestion. It is an antifungal, and it reduces inflammation. It is also, whenever you smoke something that tastes like oranges, lemons, limes, all those citrus fruits, that's where you get your limonene from. And what is more important, the most important, is the anti-inflammatory thing. If you have muscle pain, if you have arthritis like I do, if you suffer from any kind of inflammation in your body, whether it be joints, muscles, what have you, if you find a concentrate or a flower that is high in limonene, it will help. It will help with the inflammation. It will help bring it all down and manage it. It is quite nice. It's one of my favorite flavors of all of the terp flavors. I'm a huge limonene fan. Next up, let's go over to myrcene. Myrcene is a terpene that occurs often in highly fragrant plants and herbs, such as mango, hops, bay laurel leaves, and thyme. So myrcene is that's your mango pop. That's your mango kushes, all your any mango forward profile. It's going to be huge in myrcene. Myrcene aids in digestion. It is also an antifungal, and it also reduces inflammation. So what you're going to find here is a lot of terps do a lot of the same things. That's quite often the case in many different, areas of medicine. Something that treats stuff can also be treated by other things, So keep that in mind. Myrcene is our mango flavor. Also good for inflammation. So if you got something that was high in myrcene and high in limonene, you'd probably be feeling good if you had something like I have, like an arthritis in the hands, knees, and back, So let's move on down the line to pinene. Pinene is one of my favorites, not only because it's my last name, but also because I love pine. I love the fact that it opens up your bronchial passages. It's a bronchodilator. It's good. Like, it's that smell you smell. It's that feeling you get when you take a deep breath when you enter a forest. So that is pinene. Pinene is a aromatic compound commonly found in cannabis that smells a lot like a forest of pine trees. Pinene relieves pain. It is a bronchodilator, which means it helps open up your lungs and helps you breathe. It is an antioxidant, which is quite a unique one, and it is antibacterial. Most are antibacterial, I find. It's on most of the list. Like, most of them carry through as far as antibacterial, but pinene is that one when you get a nice bud and it smells like a Christmas tree, and you get that special Christmas bud. That's pinene. That's my jam. Moving on down the line, we have linalool. Linalool is found in lavender. It is calming, often used for relaxation and its calming effects, right? So linalool, you don't find huge amounts of it in cannabis often, but when you do, it's pretty unique, and it gives that flowery, like more of a floral, like a floral flowery, like perfumey type scent. Sometimes if I get something with a lot of linalool in it, I'll say it smells like something a girl would wear as perfume, because it's very like flowery, and that's linalool. It is good for pain relief. It is sedative, which means it's good for sleep. If you have trouble sleeping, find a strain that has a lot of linalool in it. It is going to help you sleep. Linalool is actually what is in, like sleepy time tea. That's the kind of stuff you'll find, because sleepy time tea is lavender and a few other things, but mostly it's the linalool in it that makes it sleepy time tea. It helps you sleep. It says relieves pain, sedative, promotes sleep, inflammatory, and antipsychotic. Antipsychotic, that's another one that makes linalool quite special. It's a special thing when something can say that it is that. So keep that in mind. Serene is one that I didn't know a lot about until medical cannabis came around, and then I started learning a lot more about terps and what they were. And Serenity is actually one of my favorite smells in colognes. You can find Serenity in colognes. It's cedar. Cedar wood smells good to me. I really like cedar. Huge fan. It's in most of my favorite colognes, actually. And yeah, it's woody. Aromatically, the woody aroma of cypress oil. And it blends well with a number of essential oils, including other woody oils, mint, citrus, and especially grapefruit. It stimulates productivity in bone cells and bone cell growth. So like all these things, they have all these amazing beneficial, like, just, would you ever imagine that something would stimulate productivity in bone cells and help bone cell growth? Like, and it's just something that's found in cypress oils, and it's cedar, and like, terps blow my mind. Every time I talk about them, every time I think about them, everybody's always talking THC percent, what percent. It's like THC is only one piece of a very large puzzle that is natural healing medicine. You can't just base everything all the time on the one compound that has been illegal this whole time. Just because it was, kept away doesn't mean it's all that there is to these medicines. These medicines are much more than just THC, THCA. I mean, these are just terps. And in one of my next videos, I'm going to get into CBs. CBA, CBG, CBN, all the CBs and all their benefits. So, if you guys are really listening, and you guys are really trying to learn right now, I appreciate your time. Consider the fact that when you're buying your medicine, that THC is a small part of what makes you feel better inside of cannabis, inside of your medical cannabis products. That's why when people say they prefer the strain-specific RSOs, I always argue that the full specs are really good, and you get a lot of the benefits from all of the plants, not just that one plant, because the full spec is like, it's everything they have. It's all of their strains coming together. That's a whole nother topic though. So let's keep going. Let's get into, all right, next up, let's get into Nerol. So Nerol is it's a weird one. It's Nerol has a sweet rose odor, but is considered to be fresher. So it's another one of those ones that falls into the category for me of a, floral, more florally, more along the lines of a perfume. So let's see here. It is an antidepressant, which is super crazy. You would never expect that kind of thing from a terp, but it is an antidepressant. It is an aphrodisiac. So like, not a whole lot of things do this, and not often will you hear me talk about these types of things, but every so often you'll come across a strain that'll, it might, you smoke it and, you might get a little feisty, you get a little horned up or something, you find your significant other, whoever, it's that makeout weed, it's that bud that makes you want to just, go and make out a little bit. It's a bit of an aphrodisiac, yeah. It's different. It's not in a whole lot, but it's worth mentioning because it's kind of, you know, it's different. So, I'm not going to get too far into it, but yeah, it's that horny goat weed, if you know what I'm saying. But let's get into Geraniol. Geraniol emits a rosy scent that makes it a popular perfume additive. So this is another one of those. It's another one of those more fragrant, more pungent, more floral, more perfumey terps. This is actually, there's a lot of, I would say, Geraniol inside of the Grape Valley Kush I'm smoking right now because it is the grape. It is a grape profile as far as flavor. It is an effective mosquito repellent, which is kind of cool. You'll never see me rubbing my concentrates all over to keep the bugs off or anything, but if it's, I bet you it's in Skin So Soft, because Skin So Soft is really good at keeping mosquitoes off. It's a Avon product. It's like a housewife hack, and it's been a housewife hack since like the 80s, I think. Anytime when I was a kid, I would go out in the summertime. I would have aunts and my mom and my grandma. They would take Skin So Soft by Avon. They'd rub it on all the kids, and instead of using, you know, like a bug spray with DEET, because DEET is really bad for you. So they would use that, and yeah, Geraniol. I bet it's in there, but it shows a potential protective effect against neuropaths. So that's also a interesting, unique fact about it. Not too shabby. And let's get into it. The last but not least, but probably the most popular, you'll see it in almost everything you buy. Karyophiline, or Karyophiline, or however you want to say it. I say it Karyophiline because of how it's said, or how it's spelt, and how they word it out in the dictionary. So Karyophiline is primarily peppery. It's when you get that nice funky like lemon pepper, like that peppery earthy funk, that's Karyophiline. So it is the primary terp that contributes to the spiciness of black pepper, and is also a major terp in cloves, hops, rosemary, basil, and cannabis. It is a gastroprotective and an anti-inflammatory. So it's good for your stomach, and it's an anti-inflammatory like a lot of these are, but this one is that peppery punch that's always in a lot of these really punchy, flavorful strains. Look at the Karyophiline in them. Karyophiline is always in. I rarely find any strain that doesn't have Karyophiline in it, actually, if we're being perfectly honest. So, that being said, we got a chance. Hopefully this wasn't too long and drawn out for you. I might actually try to speed up the video a little bit in post, maybe by like 0.5. My voice might change and sound a little funny. Who knows? We'll see, but I'll try to speed it up a little for you guys. And yeah, I hope it helps. I hope it helps you understand that there's more than just THC when it comes to pain relief. As you could see by just that list, there's way more terps than that. That was just a little bit more extensive of a list than the last list that I had. But yeah, there's a lot more. But terps, they benefit you, and they add to what is known as the Entourage Effect, which is the effects of all the different cannabinoids and all the terps coming together and basically synergistically helping your body feel better. CBD, CBN, CBG, all that stuff, all the terps, all the THC, it all works together to help you. So when you go after a certain thing that is high in one area and not very high in any other areas, and you end up falling short on the types of feeling that you think you should have from what you smoked, it's quite often, from my experience, because you're looking for more of a full spectrum effect, and you bought your medicine based on one thing. 90% of the time, that one thing is THC percent. THC has a lot to do with the way you feel. It's the most noticeable feeling of all the feelings inside a cannabis, I would say. You notice THC the most. But when you only have THC, you notice what is missing, very much so. Especially if you've been smoking for a long time and you smoke certain things because you know it helps certain problems that you have, like arthritis. Say you smoke a lot of indicas that are heavy in anti-inflammatory terps because they help you feel better because they're anti-inflammatory. And then you go and you buy something that's 100% THC, or as close to it as you can get. It has 0 terps, but 100% THC. You're gonna get blasted, obviously, off of the THC, but you're still gonna feel a lack of things that also help you. So keep that in mind. Hope this wasn't super long. We're going in for one last dab, then I'm gonna end it. I appreciate your time. I hope you learned something today. For those of you that have been shopping based on THC percent but need medicine for certain things, look for those terps. Look for those CBs too. Next video is going to be about all the CBs and all the benefits. Everybody's always very confused about CBs, CBN, CBA, CBD, CBG. We're going to talk about them, what they do, whether or not they take away from or add to the effects of your medication, and why you should be also shopping based on those percentages as well. For the most part, what you really want is a little bit of everything inside of your concentrate or inside of your flower, whatever it may be, inside of your cartridges. You want a little bit of all of it. That way you get all of the benefits from all of the things. So keep that in mind when you're buying your medicine. Don't just buy based on THC alone. When you buy those sands, those THCA sands, buy them because you want to add them to things to supercharge them up, or buy them because, you want to get blasted, but you're not really looking for maybe so much of the pain relief. Maybe you're just looking for the head relief. In which case, yeah, blast away in those sands and those UHPs. But yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next one. We got some concentrates to review, and we'll be talking about CBDs and what the difference between THC and THCA is. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Smoking mimosa, Skittles, but I'm tasting some kind of guava tangy, sour banangy tangy, guava dog, you know, diesel, whole lot of terp shit. It's not that terp shit. Terp motivation, terp elevation, champagne, cut a cane, terped up, you know, on the scene, keeping it Krispy Kreme, purple Hindu Kush from the purple Hindu Valley, San Francisco doing terps in the club, torch up, yeah, hypey die movement. These kids go crazy for candy out here, you know. I don't speak English, I speak Terpanese. What's your name, bro? Young Terps. You know, it was a terpy day. Psychoactive, terp reactive. Bananji, tempered, lemon, tangy, guava down. Oh, terp wave. Back to the terp tropics. Oh, we got some right here. Glowies for Kobe. Glowies for Kobe. The terpenines and the tanzanites and, you know, the cannabis communities bring the community back together. 5-pound runs, you know, 60 mils. Terps is what it is. It's all town biz. Like terp swaps. You know what it is.
Is anything not a terp?
No.